Minneapolis and St. Paul have undertaken what is the largest infrastructure development in the history of the state.
This is going right through the commercial heart of a city.
People are going to move and businesses are going to fail and jobs are going to disappear.
Irrigate will mobilize and train artists in community development and creative placemaking and activate hundreds of artist-led projects along the corridor that benefit businesses and neighborhoods.
People have approached these development projects with sort of a very protective mindset. In creative placemaking, the conversation is completely different. It's at least an opportunity to move the neighborhood from always being in a protective stance to being able to explore wonder.
This is real economic development work. If you're a smart leader in your community, wanting your community to be successful, you better have artists at the table.
The projects that we've seen really break down into two types of projects. And the first is projects that very practically and tangibly are designed to increase business viability and business prosperity. The other type of projects are projects that really connect people to neighborhood identity, give people a sense of voice and agency, and really show what's possible in a neighborhood.
Before we go, benches are not just for sitting anymore. Sculptor Susan Solars created this bench made out of 270 PVC pipes.
As we started looking at the column inches that were being written about those projects versus the dust and despair of construction, we started to say, my goodness, who would have thought?
The more that we see those kinds of things, the more it influences the neighborhood, getting people thinking about the neighborhood as a positive space and other people thinking about it as a positive space where they can come, they can spend their money, they can, find a home, like all of those kinds of things.
You now have businesses that are still engaging artists after Irrigate. You have Irrigate artists that are being able to take the project that they kind of did as an Irrigate project and now use it in other places.
They unearthed all of these new leaders along the corridor, all these artistic leaders, all of these businesses. It started building that connection between the artistic community and the business community.
Do what you do, represent, hold down where you live and encourage others to come and visit and come and experience where you live and what you have to bring forth to the world.
We need everybody in the community to bring their best talents forward. Irrigate has actually shown us the possibilities that the arts are relevant in almost every aspect of what we do, especially where there's negative disruptions. Artists can help us reweave social fabric, make communities more resilient. And where things are going well, I think it just helps you even dream and innovate and stretch your imagination even further.
Instead of a silver bullet, use silver buckshot. Hundreds of small projects acting as catalysts in neighborhoods that had ownership over them, as opposed to one big project that made a big splash.
With any community, there's an identity. Art is like that identity with the volume turned up.
30 million positive media impressions were generated from these projects.
So now you have a project that made a difference, you have an artist that has a greater sense of agency, and you have a group of people that participated in that project, the creation or enjoyment of that project, that now have a completely different relationship to one another that allows them to act in a fundamentally different way to influence their community. That's the brass ring.
The whole purpose of Irrigate was to build relationships, and relationships that were meant to be and designed to continue without us. And I'm pretty proud that has happened.